Good morning. It's a Monday, about 6:30, and would you believe we finally have the remaining fittings for the automatic greasing units. Woohoo! So yeah, it's a royal pain in the bum trying to get those remaining fittings to go between the greasing units and the bearings. Well, actually it was the grease nipple thread that I was struggling to find fittings for. But anyway, I think we've got what we need to at least do the first couple of machines. So as a bit of an overview, I got a customer who's got 6 LaserWash 360 pluses. They've got 3 grease points on the main bridge, the machine itself, 2 1-inch flange bearings and the super swivel, and he wants to avoid his attendants getting up and down ladders every other day to grease the machine. So he asked me to come up with a solution, which there are many. However, the solution I've opted for is some mechanical automatic greasing units. They're basically a vessel with a spring inside and a bladder or diaphragm. You load the vessel up with grease, and then the pressure from the spring will give you a constant supply of grease to the bearings. So that's the solution I've come up with. There are other ways of doing it. For example, the old LaserWash units used to use a manifold with rigid lines coming out. The manifold was in an accessible location for easy greasing, but not really suitable for the 360 plus. We would have to put grease lines within the trolley e-chain, and the trolley e-chain is already pretty full of cables and hoses on the 360 plus, so I didn't want to do that. We could do the electromechanical route where we use a greasing unit that's activated electronically. We could then set up the PDQ to grease the machine on wash count. I'm sure there'd be a way that I could program that. But that solution, albeit more accurate I would say, is a lot more expensive, and the customer wanted a cost-effective solution. So this is why we're going with this particular solution. So I'm going to get 2 machines done this morning. They're on one site, his busiest site. We'll give them a run for a couple of months just to make sure that the application is correct, i.e. not too much grease and not an inadequate amount of grease. And then if that's all good, then we'll apply it to the rest of his machines and maybe sell the same solution to some other customers. We will see. Anyway, I'm going to get to site, so I'll catch up with you guys shortly. So the attendants here already. It's early. Yoo-hoo! Oh. You're early, mate.
Yeah. What's going on, mate?
I'm coming to do your greasing units, mate.
Hey? Really?
Yeah.
Fair dinkum.
Right.
Right.
You earn money in the summer, you spend money in the winter. It's just it's what you're supposed to do. You've got to service the machines, make everything look clean and new, because then you're not impacting your income because you haven't got any income. So then when summer comes round, you just fucking run.
Look, I agree, mate.
Infant 2, 0, maintenance mode. Test 5, 0.
It's better. Okay, so this is basically it. We've got the 100mm automatic greaser unit. You can set how many months the grease lasts for, which hopefully there's going to be about 12. A couple of fittings to get onto the 6 mil grease line. If we go to these hard to find fittings that'll go into the standard bearing, 2 of those. And also one of these for the arch, super swivel, which uses the same grease nipple. So basically we're going to be using 3 of these, 1 for each bearing. Easy. Now, it would have been nice if these came with a mounting bracket of some sort, but we are going to be restricted with space anyway. 2 of these are going to have to sit in the the trolley covers somewhere, so it's going to be function over form. Probably just have to get these cable tied maybe to a certain position, and then we've got one up on the bridge, and it should be easier to hide away. It does come with two different springs, one being strong and one being light, but I'm not quite sure which one's going to be the better one. Again, this is going to be the experimental one. So we're going to be using PDQ or the recommended Arctic grease with this, which I don't know the specifics on it. It does tell you which spring to use for different temperatures and I guess viscosities of the grease, but we'll just go with the one that's in there and keep the other one spare just in case, and we'll go from there. Actually, I'll just see if it's the stronger one that's in there or the lighter one. Have a closer look at this thing, go put it in. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we've got a seal there. Yeah, okay, that's how it works. Yeah, a diaphragm or seal with that one, pushes it down. So we'll just see which is the stronger one. Oh, there's not that much in it. Yeah, there's not that much in it really, so we'll just go with the one that it came with. Hopefully this is easy enough to put back in. Oh yeah, that is under quite a bit of tension, that. Oh, that's what the stem's for. Have to make sure we don't cross thread it. That's the main thing, I guess. The plastic. Alright, we'll get these trolley covers off and get the main cover up, and we'll have to have a better look at what we're dealing with. You can see the grease nipple for the trolley bearing is through there, and the angle of the grease nipple doesn't even allow them to do it properly, which is a big pain. The bridge one is in the slot right up there, which is very hard to get to for them anyway, so they're still going to get up on the ladders, and the swivel's obviously in the middle there. We'll get a better look from above. With this being the first one, I just want to consider all different locations for mounting these things. I say it'd be good if they actually came with a bracket of some sort, instead of us having to use cable ties. Right, so we can get a better look at the trolley one. Right there. It's going to be quite difficult actually. So I've only got an elbow. I've got elbow, so I can put an elbow on the bearing. I could put an elbow on the greaser if need be. But then the pipe itself is not very flexible. Let's have a look from the top, get a better idea. Alright, so yeah, that's a swivel there. Well, that's quite close to that cover as well. What are you up to, mate?
Just cleaning, mate.
Cleaning.
Cleaning, mate.
Never-ending job, innit?
Yeah.
And like I mentioned it, Simon, because the rod ends, they're not that expensive anyway, and it doesn't matter how much you grease a rod end, it'll always fail anyway.
Yeah.
Within a few years. Oh yeah, it's just the nature of them.
Yeah, right.
Well, and that's why Simon knows about this, because his old machines were full of the fuckers. There's about 20 on the old machines. And he never used to grease them. Or his staff never used to anyway. so this one can probably go here, get the fitting onto there, maybe down here like that, and then this can pull out this hole for easy refilling. Okay, I think that one will be good. Alright, that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I think that's going to work quite well. Alright, onto the swivel, which I think is going to be a little bit trickier. We haven't got much clearance. So yeah, there's not much clearance for a fit in there. Hopefully it won't catch. Really? It's solid in there. Maybe if I had the right size spanner. See, I don't. It's very close to hitting. Maybe we could put it down with the other one. Have them both there instead. So we've got a cable tie that there. Put it here maybe. That doesn't look too bad. We've got both the greases in the same spot, and you can actually get in there to grease them back up. Okay. Right, now for the most awkward one. Well, I think it is. Yeah, that is awkward to get to. Oh, this could be tricky though. Let's have a look. These are a tight thread, a tight fit. Just got to get it started. But then, when I get it started, how am I going to get the olive fitting on? That could be a problem. If I can ever get it started, that is. Whoa, 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 on! Why everything has to go to the grate tonight? Yeah, struggling a bit. Dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Damn, this is awkward. Fucking over this shit, me.
One eternity later.
Baby, thank God for that. Over this shit.
What's going on, Mike? Good already.
Yeah, fucking over
What's
it.
in here, Alan?
Something like that. This one's pretty much finished. It's just this one was a right nightmare to get started. It still is a nightmare.
You got the skills, Mike.
There we go. That's it. Last one in. Thank fuck for that. Well, you can get your grease gun and your grease ready because we're going to need shitloads of that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm literally just going to screw this last greaser in, then we can fill them up.
Right, yeah.
Alrighty. I think we are ready to put some grease in these things. Thanks, sir.
No worries.
This is going to take a long time to fill up, mate. If there's fucking something coming out, yeah. Oh, I can see it, yeah. That's going to take for ages. Maximum full. But when that lifts up, you've got the spring, you've got the diaphragm, you've got the actual grease. I'm wondering if that's probably the grease line then. Alright. I'd say that's it for that one. I think I'll put some soft seal on them all as well. Alrighty, so I can fill the next two up, and what I'll do, I'll make a bit of a schedule for popping in and doing the drier ones, greasing them, so in theory you don't have to grease the machine ever again, in theory. Right, let's fucking count them this time. 1, 50, that's already a year's worth, which means it's going to be put in 4 times as much grease in as what's needed at 12 months probably. Yeah, so I had a bit of a discussion with the guy that made these adapters for me.
Yeah.
I said they looked too big.
Yeah.
Because he sent me the size and I measured the other adapters, the smaller one that didn't fit last time, different size. So I went there and I took the bearing, I took the swivel, I said I just need to make sure it fits before I leave. Yeah, no problem. I said, but your thread's bigger. He says, nah, it's not because mine's bigger. He says, mine's the right size. He says, but when they've made the other adapters, they've cheaped out and done the thread smaller. And he showed me that it's like a baggy fit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but the problem is, his is so precise
Yeah.
that you've got to be dead on to start the thread.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, I didn't struggle too much with that one. But the thing is, I've already tried threading something in and out of that one 50 times.
Yeah.
I've struggled like fuck with that one, and the swivel was fine. But yeah, physically different size. You can even tell with your fingers. But can you tell the difference between them two? Tell me if you can tell the difference between the size.
Right.
But they're for the same,
Finer.
for the same hole though.
Oh, shit.
And then when you get the actual nipple, that looks like a different thread again to me. And the other thing he said as well, he said that this is pretty normal because it's a long one. This is the one I took there and I screwed it in, and I'm trying to get it in straight like this and it don't go. You put it in on a fucking angle like that, very straight in. I said, I think they fucked the thread up. He says, nah. He says, when they make them, they do it on purpose to give you a bit more clearance.
Oh.
But then again, the ones that are on there, they're straight in. Alrighty, right, I'll button this machine back up and then I'll move across the other one, mate. Alright, so that's the first machine done. I'm just going to do a test wash now. Not that I need one, but the van's dirty, so whatever. And then we've got the machine next door to do. And then what I'm going to do is leave these machines for a while, just monitor the grease consumption. I've got them set at the maximum duration per vessel, if you like, which is 12 months. But even in 12 months, there's still probably going to be a little bit too much grease coming out, so I might have to put a lighter spring in. We will see. This is the guinea pig side. Alrighty.